Good evening, folks, and you're all very welcome to a very special edition of the Graham Norton Show. And as you can figure, I'm clearly not Graham, but I'm a fellow Corkman, Ronan O'Gara. And I just want to say a massive thank you to Graham, because it's a massive, massive night for me to stand here presenting the show. And I'm delighted to say we've some phenomenal guests tonight. Minister for Health Leo Varadkar talking to us about the hospital crisis. Couple of rugby heads, Brian O'Driscoll, my old mate Bod. He'll be along with Connacht coach Pat Lam, looking ahead to the big game against Edinburgh this weekend. So first up, give a massive, massive bowl of bus for Minister for Health Leo Varadkar. Look, Leo, we're going to get straight down to brass tacks. What on earth is going on with the hospitals? It's absolute mayhem out there. It's gone bananas. There's no beds. There aren't even trolleys. If you ask me, I think it's a disgrace.
You know, I fundamentally disagree with your supposition that it's a disgrace. This government and my own department are fully committed to eradicating hospital waiting lists and to providing a world-class health service for the people of this country. Excuse me, but where's that laughter coming from?
Sorry about that there, Leo. I meant to say it to you. But Graham told me that the guys up there in the auto queue, they hit the mad auto queue laughter button every time any guest on the show even opens their mouth. I'm sure the audience at home think it's great.
Well, I have to say I agree. I think the incessant laughter is slightly ridiculous. As Minister for Health, I'm here to talk about some of the very serious issues facing our health service at the moment.
Guys, will you ever knock it off? I'm only here 2 minutes and I'm already getting fed up of it.
That is really, really starting to grate on my nerves. I think I would prefer to be locked in a lift or stuck in a car with Joan Burton for 3 or 4 hours. Please don't laugh, I'm being very serious.
Look, Leo, I feel your pain. But to bring things back to a more serious note, is it true you have some majorly radical proposals to address the current crisis where there's thousands of people lying on trolleys or sleeping on floors in A&E departments all over the state at the moment?
Yes, that is correct to say. My own department, in conjunction with the health agencies throughout the state, we have currently a shipment of 900 wheelbarrows currently being transported from Sweden. We hope that they will go a long way to addressing the issue where there are people currently on trolleys, on chairs, on floors throughout any departments in the state. And these wheelbarrows will provide a very real solution to the problem, so that these people can be moved around and put around the back of the hospitals, out of sight, until the current crisis is over. And also, in order to ensure maximum value for money for the health service, we will be selling these wheelbarrows at a discounted cost back to the construction industry. So I think this is going to provide a very real solution.
Fair play to you, Leo. And if you ever jack in the politics, I think you have a great career as a comedian. Ladies and gentlemen, give your appreciation for Leo Varadkar. OK, next up here on the Graham Norton Show, currently hosted by me, Ronan O'Gara, I have a couple of great rugby mates of mine, the great Bod, Brian O'Driscoll, and Connacht coach Pat Lam. Very welcome to the show, guys. First to you, Pat Lam. Pat, what's the story about Connacht? You're having an absolutely amazing start to the season. What's the secret behind it?
I suppose, look, for me, when I first came to Connacht, the one area I thought we were really lacking was the whole area of buzzwords and rugby talk, and it's critical. You know, I looked at our process, how we could engage on a daily basis to hit the ground running. We had to be visionary in our approach. You know, we always had to look to redouble our efforts, be innovative, ensure we had partnership through dialogue, you know, to allow us to think outside the box, to ensure that we could pivot around a paradigm shift, you know, be on the same page in order to provide a platform to showcase the key deliverables that we could build on in order that the processes, the results will come. You know, that list is not exhaustive, nor is it mutually exclusive.
Jesus, fair play to you, Pat. That's an absolute buzzword bonanza. Brian, have you a clue what he's on about?
Yeah, well, I think Connacht have, really, have had a great start to the season, and, I think that's in no small part down to Pat, and, he's embraced, a whole new culture in Connacht, because, rugby is a game of, it's about the buzzwords and the jargon, because it's got to sound impressive. There's no point, breaking it down to basics about getting a ball and running over the line and scoring or stopping the other team. You've got to be able to, say much more than that and be much more, cohesive, when it comes to talking the talk. And it's no coincidence that, the new embrace in culture in Connacht, where they bought into the buzzword culture, and, Pat is, a great testament to that. And it's, the ones that nobody knows what means. I mean, the blind side, inside, open side, centre, the gain lines against the head, the slip pass, the box kick, creating the overlap, buying into the process. And actually, I think there's one that Pat didn't. actually mention visualisation, and that's, you know, one that, you know, really impressed people.
Oh, Jesus, Dreco, I've never heard so much nonsense out of you in my whole life. BT must have really got to you. Guys, that was actually a joke. You can hit the laugh button. OK, folks, well, unfortunately we're all out of time tonight on a special edition of the Graham Norton Show, hosted by me, Ronan O'Gara. First of all, a massive thanks to my special guests out there, Minister for Health Leo Varadkar, Connacht coach Pat Lam, and the great Brian O'Driscoll, and a very special mention to the guys up in the autocue laughter box. Thanks, guys. Good night. See you next week.